Hey guys, this is Nancy K, and we are on for another episode of Fidelity Friday. Please, if you've not subscribed to my channel, the link is in the bio. Do well to subscribe, like, share. Welcome guys, today is another hot topic. Can a relationship or a marriage survive infidelity or an affair? Hey Lionel, D shareholder. So my guest is there, and I'm going to bring him on already because it's going to be a question and answer thing. So we have a relationship guru in the house, and he's going to be answering all your questions and my own questions today as well. So there's a wealth of information, of wisdom that he is going to be sharing with us. So we're getting D on now. It's connecting. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, okay. I can hear you now. I can hear you. Hello, how are you? Can I call you? I'm tempted to keep calling you. Okay, I
Can you
can see
see
you
me now?
now. I can see you now. So tell us who you are, and before we start, I'm going to bombard you with questions today, so you better make
Question.
a good first impression.
Okay. Well, I will try as much as possible to answer your questions. I'm Lionel. I'm just an individual who is interested in learning more about relationships. It's just something that gives me a lot of pleasure. I talk about it, I read about it, I watch documentaries, I attend forums on it just to build my resume or to help my personal life. So I'm glad I'm here today to share my little knowledge with your audience, and I'm happy you invited me here.
You're very much welcome. It's actually a pleasure and it's an honor to have you on, because I see your write-ups, I see your the things you post on your social media, and yeah, those words of wisdom, please keep them coming, because they sure are inspiring.
Yeah, I do most of that just for the fun of it. Then I realized I was getting a lot of feedbacks, a lot of comments, and it was affecting a lot of people positively. And it just makes me feel good that people can relate to whatever I'm putting out there.
Yeah, your work is brilliant, honestly.
I appreciate.
Yeah. Okay, Lionel. First question. Do you think an affair is an absolute deal breaker? Would you forgive your partner if they were in an affair?
Well, there are a lot of variables to consider when forgiving someone, but the decision to forgive a partner who cheated on you is a personal decision. It has to do with you, how you see relationship, if you're still interested in the relationship. So I would say personally, I would say yes. Depending on the circumstances surrounding the cheating, first and foremost, is the person apologetic? Are they really sorry for their actions? Do they take responsibility, or do they try to shift the blame on something else or on someone else? No, you have to look at that. Then secondly, the person they cheated with, is it someone you know? Is it like a friend, a distant cousin, or someone you've never met and someone you will never meet?
Distant cousin, that's a good one.
Yeah, is it someone you'll be seeing every day, or someone you have a relationship with, or is it someone you've never met and you will never meet again? All those things they play a lot, and you have to look at how was the relationship before the cheating? Was it like lovey-dovey, or was it like fighting, stuff like that all the time? So you have to put all those things into consideration before making a decision whether to forgive that person or not. And your decision to has to be based on, are you forgiving them to move on with your life, or are you forgiving them to continue stay in the relationship?
Yeah.
So you have to know what you have to know your actions, like the reason behind your actions. But I would say I would say if your intention is to move on with a relationship, then you have to like question the person on everything. Like they have to walk you through from the day they cheated to the day you guys are having that discussion. What has been their behavior? What have they been doing? Like trying to hide their action and everything. You have to question them, and if they're honest, if they're apologetic, they will tell you the truth. And just by telling you the truth, they won't need to convince you that this is the truth. You will see it for yourself that, okay, this is true. You will feel it from their voice, from their words and everything. It will resonate in you and you will see that, okay, they did this, but now they are sorry. And also when someone cheats on you, another thing is, did they like, who else is aware of that? Who else knows? Like, okay, let's say,
Oh, that's your next. Don't answer that one. That question is there. That's your, because I want this to be like it's an answer on its own, because that too is very important. So you have that as one of your questions. Don't jump the gun.
okay, I'm going to
Yes,
avoid that one now.
and
So
so basically,
another
oh sorry, yeah, carry on.
another thing is, let's say someone cheats on you. Is it the
Mm-hmm.
first time you're experiencing that in a relationship, or like have you experienced it before? Someone experienced cheating for the first time will react to it differently as compared to someone that has been cheated on a couple of times. So it's never the same. It's never the same, but it all depends on an individual level,
Mm-hmm.
because
Okay,
cheating
so
affects not.
so you would forgive infidelity depending. So what I've picked up from what you just said is that it depends on the nature of the relationship and
Yes.
the state of the relationship when the cheating happened, because some relationships are really on life support already, so the cheating just comes to
Some people cheat. Some
yeah,
people
the
cheat just
cheating
to get
just
out of
comes
the
to either
relationship.
end the relationship or whatever
Yeah,
it is. So yeah, and you said another thing about the person should walk you through
true.
when the affair started or the infidelity started, and what I wanted to say is some,
Yeah, I can see.
yeah, okay, I touched something. So some people usually are very impatient. Some people, when the betrayal happens and the betrayed partner, like they have their whole world crumbling in front
Which
of
is
them
normal.
and
Which is very
crashing,
normal.
and then they have a lot of questions to ask. They are in so much pain and despair and everything, and when they're asking those questions, usually the partner, the unfaithful partner, gets impatient. It's like, oh, I've told you I'm sorry, get over it. I mean,
That's someone
so
who's not genuinely sorry. If you are impatient, if your partner is asking you questions about your infidelity and you can't take out time to genuinely explain to them, and you can't show that remorse, if you can't show that remorse, then there's no need. There's
yeah,
no need.
remorse. Yeah, I think remorse is very important in if you have decided to stay, because, and I think the first question that people need to, especially the betrayed partner, that they usually ask themselves is, should I leave or should I stay? I think that's usually the hardest.
Or what did I do? What did
Oh
I do
yes,
to make
or
this
what did I
happen?
do, or why did it happen? And yeah, guys, cheating, for me, I would say that cheating has nothing to do with the betrayed partner. Cheating is a choice. So if your
Definitely.
partner cheats and you start thinking that you did something wrong for them to cheat, don't feel guilty.
That's not,
Forgive
yeah.
yourself, because even if the relationship was broken, even if something was wrong in the relationship, um, that's not an excuse for somebody to cheat or to go out of the relationship or to use that as an outlet, to run away from whatever the situation was. So if you're going to cheat, don't make the other partner feel guilty for it, because that's another thing that many people do. Like, oh, if you did not do this, I wouldn't have gone to do that. And yeah, that to me doesn't show remorse, like you said.
If
Um,
if if
Somebody who
your
is
partner,
remorseful will say, I am sorry, but they will not say, I'm sorry, but it's because this and that happened. That's why I cheated. Like, you have to genuinely be sorry, like, own your actions, own your choices, and be ready to do the spade work. Be ready to do the work that it requires for you to rebuild that trust. I think that's what I've gotten from what you said.
Yeah, definitely. Because if someone starts, like, if at the beginning of the apology, the first thing they're trying to do is to shift the blame, then you just know they are not sorry.
Yeah,
If at the beginning of the apology, the first thing they're trying to say is, oh, because you did this, or you don't know. Well, there was always the option of you walking out, or there was always
exactly.
the option of you bringing up all those things that disturb you, all those things that, like, were not going too well. You had that option, but you choose not to. You had the
Yeah.
option of walking out, and you choose not to, but you choose to do something else. So you have to be held responsible for your action.
Absolutely. Mama J, welcome, Grace World Beauty. Welcome, beautiful people. Somebody is saying something here that I want you to answer. Okay. Oh, I think you've already said it. She said, I will, that she will forgive, but it depends on the type of relationship they are in. Yeah,
Yeah.
in, and how I view it.
Yeah, if it was just like a one night stand or a fling, it's different from an entire affair that has been going on for like 6, 7 months, because then emotions get involved. If it was like an affair, it's not just about the
Yes.
sex or anything.
Yes.
Two individuals spending
Yeah.
8 months together, emotions get involved in it, and by doing that, you deprive your partner of that emotional connection. You take it away from them and give it to the other person.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that break down a relationship, where there's no longer that emotional connection between the two of you. You don't feel connected to your partner, because at times you can be in a relationship and your partner is down, something is bothering them. You yourself, you will never feel comfortable, because there's that connection.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Yeah.
that connection. When your partner is disturbed, there's something going on, and you will feel like, I need to do something. But once that connection is no longer there because you gave it to someone else, then that's one of the
You've made a point, a very good point, because that's why I think affairs are expensive in every sense of it, emotionally, financially, spiritually, everything. Because once you find yourself in an affair, especially this kind, not the one night stand kind of affairs and all of that, if you find yourself in an emotional affair, it takes away, it literally robs your relationship of whatever it is that you should be investing in, like the emotions, everything. Some even goes, like, some people go even the financial bit. It's not
yeah,
funny. People go, like, you have people who actually spend a lot of money out of, like, they deprive their family of what they are supposed to be having just for an affair, and all of those things. All those things, that's why I say they are expensive. And they are expensive for the mere fact that once you find yourself in an entanglement, I like that word, I just needed to put that in. Once you find yourself in an entanglement, your freedom is gone. So it's expensive. You don't have, like, you'll be a thief in your own house. You'll be a thief around. You cannot be free, because each time your phone is ringing, and it's like, social media and everything has made it very easy these days, to actually discover an affair, because you can just sit and your partner, if a message comes into your phone and your partner picks it up, so why would you even be in that constant state of panic to say, oh, when is she or he going to find out? What, like, that is just too much. I don't know, it's draining, but
yeah.
at the end
Because
of the day,
from the moment you make up your mind to start cheating on your partner, that means you already have you already have a plan to protect yourself from the other person's discovery. You have everything laid out. Some people go, like, they go to the extent of having two different phones. Some people
exactly,
delete.
two different
Some people
phones,
delete
secret
messages,
secret accounts on social media
accounts.
accounts, what different funny names on dating sites, like why are you working so hard for something that will not yield you any fruits? Do you understand? Like,
So if you can,
life should not be that difficult.
so using all your knowledge to put it in that affair, like, that means you are really consumed by it. If you can take
Yes.
out that time to go up, let's say put up a dating profile on a dating website, fake the name and everything, get a different phone number, switch everything together so your partner doesn't find out. That means you just by doing that, you are depriving your partner of a lot of, like, it's a lot of dishonesty going on there.
Guys, there are many types of affairs, but we are just going to talk generally today because this thing is a whole series, eh? Like, because when they say affair, people, we just get stuck on the physical bit. The emotional one that you have mentioned is even the most dangerous kind of affair, because
Yeah,
like you said, it's something that is ongoing. It's something that you can just go and you can easily forgive a one-night stand, if you get what I mean. But
yeah,
emotional, where like there's an affair can go on even without you having sex, but it's more dangerous and more detrimental to your relationship because you're investing time, emotion. You become somebody else's confidant, you become somebody else's go-to person, you become somebody else's everything. That is definitely going to take away the energy that you're supposed to be investing in your relationship to make it
my
work
relationship.
to that other person,
Exactly.
because that's a distraction. And let's go
Exactly.
to your second question, guys. If you want to call in to contribute, you can always request, and one of us will leave, and then you can come on and give your contribution. So don't. This is not a lecture. That's why we're on IG Live, so that we can interact. Younger boy, nobody go Champions League. I did see you with the. Okay, let's see. Let me see if there's any other comment before I ask you second. Mama J say secret. Yes, people have secret names and fake accounts. See that cheating, you don't even know the way they think serious. I think, okay, Pelagie says, I think sometimes we feel remorseful because we know exactly where we went wrong, but just cannot accept it. We cannot accept it. For example, sex deprivation. He might just be out there just to satisfy his sexual desires. Yeah, but that's why I'm saying, even if he's out there to satisfy his sexual desires because he's not getting any at home, that's still not an excuse to cheat. Now, these are the questions that should come up when you guys have actually sat down and decided to make the relationship work. Then you can ask you try to investigate what went wrong in your relationship generally. You understand? It should not be that. And even if the betrayed part, the unfaithful partner is 99.999% wrong, there's still that small percentage that you could have contributed to whatever happened in the relationship, but it shouldn't be an excuse for the other person to cheat. It can be a reason for you guys to come out even stronger if you decide to. But those are the questions that you ask when the affair has happened and when the person is actually truly remorseful, because you cannot tell me, oh, I'm sorry, but it's because you did not give me sex. That's no flipping apology. Keep your apology to yourself. Am I allowed to swear? My admin is so rubbish. I've not charged that phone. Sorry, Lionel. Sorry. Yes, we are saying something. Should I ask the second question or did I cut you off?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so okay, this is the question you wanted to answer that I told you to hold it. So, once an affair or cheating or infidelity happens, do you think that it's a good idea for the partner to expose the affair?
If let me see, for the partner to expose.
Yeah, is it a good idea for the partner to expose the affair? Oh, guys, how do you pin a number to call in? Some people are requesting a number. You know how, sorry, we're going to come to that one. The question was, how, like, should you, for example, if I cheat on you, do you think the first response should be for you to go and tell people that, okay, oh, that girl is a cheat, she cheated on me, that's it, blah, 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 blah.
That's a no go. It's between the two of you, because once you start having the opinion of third parties, fourth parties, then you guys don't even know what you are doing. I was saying, you don't have to involve like a third party, except it's like a professional, like a counselor or a therapist. Yes, you guys can invite them to have them be the middle person to. But other than that, friends, family, no, they don't need to know. They don't
Yeah,
need to
and
know
I think
about.
it's
They
not a
don't.
good idea if you've not yet decided whether you want to stay in the relationship or leave, because sometimes people rush and go and announce, oh, that guy is a cheat, is that I'm leaving him, blah blah blah. I can't take this
Then
anymore.
later on,
And then 1 month down the line, you guys are
they
on
are they
Facebook
are still together.
celebrating
They
happily
are
ever
holding
after.
they are
So
holding hands.
yeah, so I think in that case you have made a complete idiot of yourself. And although I'm not saying that we should judge people, because sometimes too that hurt makes you want to talk to anybody or everybody. People handle hurt and betrayal and grief in different ways, but we're just trying to say that first action is what you should actually try as much as possible to avoid.
Personally, I believe that if you
Guys, the
keep
number
if
is there now for anybody who wants to call it.
I believe that if you keep that affair just between the two of you, you guys stand a better chance of resolving it than when you involve different people, because then you don't know who has been envious of your relationship. You don't know
Absolutely.
who, like, you start having like different opinions. At the end of the day, you guys don't even know what you're doing. So
Absolutely.
keeping
And somebody's calling.
it.
Somebody's calling now. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Only voice for a person. Can you hear the caller?
Yes, yes, I think.
Okay. Go on, darling.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to contribute. But what I would like to say is, first of all, when it comes to cheating, it's something that it's really a sensitive topic. And when someone cheats on you, it really hurts. And the first thing I would like to say is, when your other partner cheats on you, sometimes the other person thinks it's just okay for them to say, I'm sorry, and you should just move on, which I don't think it's right. You have to leave that person to heal properly. You know what I mean? Like, you cannot just say, oh, I'm sorry. You just actually say, I'm sorry, and then the next day everything goes on.
Exactly.
Like nothing happened.
Exactly.
It takes time for you to process whatever has gone through. And even if you're hurting in a way, you're thinking, oh, maybe how was this person cheating on me and I was here, or maybe how was this person cheating on me and I was like maybe let me give an for instance, if a woman is pregnant and the husband goes, or if the partner goes ahead to cheat on them, it might hurt that person in a way maybe that person was going through this stage in pregnancy and they were going through pain and stuff, and that person is feeling hurt, and then you feel oh, because I was being deprived of sex, that's why I had to cheat on you and all of that. And or even let's say if you were there's moments where you just feel like you're down, or maybe you're not yourself, and or someone just starts to cheat on you because they're just being maybe, I don't know, they just have a reason to cheat on you.
Yeah, there are many reasons why people cheat, and there are many kinds of cheating.
Other reasons, but what I'm just trying to say is you should just give that person some time to process what has happened, and to ask you the questions, ask those questions and say what happened, why did you cheat on me, or what happened, why did you choose this person?
Sweetheart, that's usually a mistake that the betrayer, the unfaithful person makes. They'll always be like, but I told you yesterday, I'm sorry. Why are you bringing this up again? It doesn't matter if the person wants to talk about it 100 times. You were the one who stepped out, and you have to be patient enough to accommodate that. As long as the person is not abusing you in any way, maybe physically or verbally or whatever. Those questions are important for them, for their own healing process, because they are grieving. They are grieving the trust that they have lost. They are grieving like you broke an agreement with them. An affair simply means that you've broken an agreement with that person. So you have to be able to be mature enough to accommodate whatever comes with it. It's part of the package. Yes, go on, darling.
And sometimes even some people think like the question you're asking, like it's very really silly. You know what I mean? Like you're asking silly questions or you keep repeating stuff, which I don't think is correct. Like you need to leave that person to open, because I think the first part of that person healing is them being open, able to like open up their minds and tell you like this is what I'm going through.
Exactly, because it
and this is
takes,
what I
yeah,
want you
it
to
takes a
help
lot
me
of
with. These are the
courage, yeah.
questions I want you to like answer. And one thing I also like to contribute is this when it comes to cheating as well, it's not all about like forgiving this person, for me to say I forgive you and move on. You, the other person who is hurt, you have to also look at it and think like, is this right? Can I go back to this relationship? Because some relationships, even if you go back, you're still going to get hurt. You know, like if the person is not really remorseful, you're gonna just say, oh, you're gonna say, yeah, it's fine, and you go back, and then you keep on getting hurt to a point where maybe you think you would have spent more time by your own self or in another relationship.
Yeah, that's
like looking at it as well and thinking, is this person really remorseful? Because sometimes some people cheat on you and you just they're not remorseful, or they don't even show any. Or they say yes, you discovered that I've cheated on you and so on.
exactly. Oh, there are people like that.
You keep asking yourself, well, why are you staying in a relationship, seeing that this person is not even remorseful and this person is going back to where they came from?
Yeah.
So we need to also like educate people, like sit down and look at it as yourself and say, is this right? Can I go back to this relationship? Or should I back out? You should draw the line. You should know when to go back and when not to go back.
Yeah, I think
like
so.
You guys said something really important. I think like about like let's say if someone had a relationship with another person and let's say for 8 months, and for instance for 8 months, and they kind of like had emotions in all of that. It happened. So now it's for you to see like draw the line and say, okay, if my partner has cheated on me and got emotions with this person, shall I go back and I'm drawing the line of fighting if this other person with my husband, or shall I just move ahead and just go
The
my
thing
own
is,
side?
the thing is with affairs, like one in 4 relationships, I mean, will experience affairs or infidelity or something at some point. But the thing is, like we said, there are different types of affairs. To me, if somebody will go like if somebody goes out there to cheat and they don't even have the decency to feel remorseful about it, I don't see how I can be with somebody who lacks empathy to an extent of telling me that, yeah, I've cheated, so what? I mean, these are people we are dealing with. And most of the time people like this cannot take the cheating. Most of the time people like this will not take the cheating. If the shoe was on the other foot, they will kick you out immediately. You have people who will say, I will cheat on my wife, but she dare not even think about it. A woman cannot do that, but it's okay for men to do it. So it's, I mean,
and like sometimes like this cheating thing is really broad. I'll say it's really, really broad.
No,
Because
yeah.
sometimes you see someone hanging onto another person that cheats a lot because they're not empowered enough, like to stand on their own, maybe financially, or if I need this person, how am I going to like cope with my finances or with my kids and all of that?
And mind you, cheating too. Cheating
on the other person, but like that's why I always advise any other person, maybe it's a man or a woman, to work hard so you don't find yourself in that kind of situation. Because what if this person, because I've known of cases where people cheat on the other party and they come up with like illness, AIDS, and they give your partner, you call your own untimely death for nothing, and you've got kids, you die and leave your kids behind, so who to take care of them?
I know.
It's really something that today I just feel like, bottom line, if my partner cheats on me and it's very remorseful about it, like I'm sorry and this is not gonna happen, and there's like you really see them like being remorseful and they change and like everything is being turned around. Yes, I'll take my partner, but if I see like this person is like I don't care, or they keep going back or receiving messages
thing is, remorse.
My goodness, why I'm gone? I would let me start there crying or lamenting for someone who is investing themselves in another person.
Lionel is laughing. Okay, yes, yes, dear.
She
You know
she
what?
said,
We'll
"Bye,
consider this
I'm
thing on the
gone."
comment section because I can see some very interesting questions coming up, and we want to try and cover, like, yes. Thank you very much for calling, and see you in the comment section. Bye bye. Yeah, bye. She said something. Yeah, Lionel. I don't know if you agree. Yeah, she said something about, like, when somebody gets cheated on, the hurt makes the person, like, you keep bringing up something over and over and over again to a point where it actually wears the other person out. But the thing is, we have to understand that it also takes a lot of courage for that betrayed partner to get to that level of vulnerability. You understand? So you cannot insult that, because
When you cheat on someone first, it affects
their
how
confidence,
can I put,
self-esteem.
their confidence in themselves. They start doubting themselves, like, what am I lacking? What does that person have that I don't? They start questioning themselves. It affects their, this word is skipping my mind. But it makes them feel like worthless. It makes
Yeah,
them feel
makes you feel
it makes them
worthless.
feel like they have nothing to contribute to
Yes.
your life, and the
Yeah.
other person has more to offer you, and that's why you went out with them.
So this was not part of your questions, but she brought it up. Thank you, Ninos. Stacy has asked a very interesting question too. Lee, what did Lizina say? Oh, plus when you resolve it, people will be laughing at you for taking. Yes, people will laugh at you because, I mean, why did you go town crying when you had not decided what you wanted to do first? So what was I going to say? I was going to say, so what can you make of a person who doesn't really see the consequences of what they have done? Like, yeah, I've cheated, so what? Like, there are other problems. Come on, come of it, It's just cheating. There are bigger problems that we have to solve. If you don't want the relationship, you have guys who actually go ahead to say, you know what, if the cheating is disturbing you, can you just leave me alone? Just walk out of the relationship. If that's not, like, how do you, or what would you advise somebody to do in a situation like that?
If someone cheats on you and they start saying stuff like, well, I've apologized, is that not enough, or what do you want me to do? And this person did this, the girlfriend forgave him, this person did this, and
That's usually another one. Now look at her.
so
Do you think this is it? You see, their relationship, have you seen relationships? There are relationships that people cheat. Hey, I remember. Oh God.
so
I
if
remember
you
one
have
of my.
someone that does that,
I remember one.
for the person you are with doesn't respect you, tells you to your face, I'm going to cheat, or you should take it as it is, people do this, then that person first that person doesn't respect you.
Yeah. In
What
fact, he
you do with
doesn't
someone
respect
else doesn't
himself
respect you.
or herself, because I have
Forget about
I
him.
believe that.
Forget about his own respect. His own respect. He has to respect you first. Forget about his person.
How do you expect somebody to respect you when they don't respect themselves?
That's the
They
way they
cannot
are.
give you what they don't have.
You can't change. There are
There
some
are
people
people
you
who
can't change them.
there are people who completely lack integrity. That they have no business with integrity. Those are the kinds of people
And
we are
that is
talking about
something
in
for
this
them to do on
situation.
their own. And you can't help them get that unless they decide to work on it. You can't.
Mm-hmm.
You can talk, you can do whatever you want. It won't change a thing until they sit down and decide, oh, I want to do this. I want to change my personality. I want to change this about myself. I want to change this about myself. If they don't choose to do that, you, the partner, you will talk from now till the kingdom come. Nothing will happen. So if you're in a committed relationship with someone and they tell you to your face, I'm going to cheat on you, or this and that, and you, the other partner, you are still there. You are
Yeah, that's
receiving all
because they
that.
have robbed you of your confidence, of your self-worth, of your, like, you just, like what you said before, you're like, okay, so there's a lot of competition out there, but I'm still, there are girls who say, oh, I am his airport, he will go and come back, all of those rubbish things.
Yeah, I
Actually,
know. I know all those. I know all those things.
there's two questions here that I want us to answer. There's one from Temi and there's one from Stacy. So Temi says, how do you practically heal or move on? That is a very important question. How do
Well,
you move
to
on?
to to heal from a breakup or to move on is a personal
Heal from
decision, you know.
infidelity. That
And stay and
it's going to
stay
take us back. It
to
takes us
heal
back
and
to,
stay in a
sorry,
relationship, or to heal after you move on.
no, to heal from the infidelity. I think that's what she's saying. So how do you heal if you're
And continue with the relationship.
yeah, okay, yeah. And to tell me, he's asking if how do you are you asking about healing, healing to continue in the relationship or healing to
Or
move on
healing
from
to
the
move on.
relationship?
Because if you want to heal and continue the relationship, then you have to see a lot of significant change from the individual that cheated on you.
Yeah, remorse has
And,
to be
and
the actions, the person's
the
actions.
person has to go extra miles to work and build back that trust.
But
You
first,
know,
there's one thing before I forget. There's first of all, once cheating happens, forget it. That relationship is over. It doesn't matter whether you're going to
yeah,
get back into the
will.
relationship with the same person. It can never ever be the same again. That's a mistake that we usually make. That is the mistake that people make. Once infidelity, that breach of trust happens, it can never be the same again. You forget
And
about the whole
do you know
relationship.
why? Do you know why it can never be the same again?
Yeah,
Because
go on.
the person that was caught cheating upgrades his game or her game.
Well, that's for
that
somebody who wants to stay in the game, because there are two types of people. Remember, there's one that will upgrade his game. There's one that will be genuinely be remorseful and say, you know what, this was a one-off. I put my family or everything that I had worked so hard for, like I mean, I was stupid, or I was like, for example, you see what happened with Jay-Z and Beyonce. I mean, on an interview with the New York Times, he said it. He said, the pain you see on your partner's face when you have cheated on them is enormous. You cannot even begin to describe it. It makes you want to run away. So that's a man who, like, if you cannot be
that's a man
remorseful,
who's remorseful.
yes, if you cannot be remorseful to that level, it means that, and I mean, after the affair, what happened? They made millions of dollars from the albums that they released. So
They got
they
like
came back even
they're
stronger and
even
achieved
stronger. Yeah.
more together. So it just depends on who we are talking about here. There are two types of guys: the one who will up his game, and to me, that still is exhausting, because at some point you will still get caught. So
Yeah.
why do you even
And
like?
that's the one who up his game is different. And another, the person who is remorseful and wants to move on with the relationship and is working hard to build that trust again. The problem there is now the other person starts to question everything that this person does, that the person who cheated does. You answer a phone call, a normal phone call that won't be a problem in the past, now is a problem. You are out with your friends,
And you know
having
what? You
fun.
have to be checking in with the partner you cheated on, because again, it
Yeah,
is not their fault. Like,
you have
we
to
make
bring transparency
choices,
on the table.
we
You have
make
to bring
choices, but we cannot control the consequences. You understand? So
yeah, if you are trying to build that trust, then you have to be transparent with everything.
you have to be
You have to be
transparent. You have to be
transparent with
accountable.
everything,
Yes.
where you are, what you are doing, who are you with, where you'll be going from here, when you'll be back home, where you eat. You have to be transparent until the other person is satisfied with the level of transparency that you guys now have in the relationship. Until then, will not be there. But once the other person is satisfied with the transparency and it's been going for like 6 to 8 months, then they'll start believing, okay, this person is working on building, then they can come in and assist you. But the initial
Another
stage of
thing,
building that trust, you have to do it on your own. You, the person that cheated, you have to do all the work. Don't expect the person that cheated on to contribute in building that trust. You who cheated, it is your
the
responsibility to
person
build a
has
trust.
his own, the person has their own task, because that forgiving yourself and forgiving the other person is huge. It is so difficult, because you have a lot. It's a very traumatic event, you understand, because you
Yeah.
feel like you don't know this person anymore. You feel like your whole world is destroyed in one discovery. Do you understand? So moving on, Auntie Temi, you have to be able to come to a point where you forgive yourself first and you are fully ready to forgive that person. And you have to be ready to have those vulnerable conversations between you and the person if you have decided to make it work. Between the betrayed and the betrayer, you have to be able to have those uncomfortable conversations that, I mean, that's why they say affairs can yield two results. It can either make the relationship stronger or end it.
Or break it completely.
Yes, and in the case where it makes it stronger, it opens up an opportunity for you to have conversations that you never, like, you get to a level of intimacy that you never ever would have imagined that it will happen. So that's where the healing starts taking place. Because if you're not vulnerable, the healing will not start. So you have to break down, you know, put your guard down and say, okay, here I am. And you start asking those questions and analyzing, assessing where you both went wrong in the relationship.
You have to be ready. You have to be ready mentally for the replies, you know.
Yes,
because
yes,
your partner can tell you something that will just make you boom. You know.
Absolutely. You know how grief works, right? Because people are like, well, how can you be talking about grief in when an affair is happening or whatever? When that happens, yes, I've lost trust. That is, I'm grieving, and grief takes different turns. Like you have the anger bit, like betrayal or unfaithfulness or infidelity can turn somebody into a rage monster. Like somebody just gets up and they are angry and they are venting on you and they're all of that. So they are angry. There's times where they are just crying. There are times where they are just moody. There are times where they are trying to negotiate, bargain, beg. And so all sorts of things go on when somebody is going through that phase. And the betrayer has to be patient enough to
you have to receive everything. You have to
walk
get
through
receive
all
end.
of these phases with that person. So
Yeah.
it's not, and please don't hesitate to seek counseling or therapy or whatever it is, because that's important. I cannot stress that enough, how important it is. Yeah, go on, Lionel. We have guys, let me know whether you want us to come back, because IG is going to log us out in 9 minutes. But if you want us to come back, just tell us on the comment section whether you want this gist to continue or you want us to take it to the next episode. Actually, I want to take it to the next episode so that they'll keep
so
them.
that you build the momentum. Yeah. What I was about saying is, if you cheated on someone and in the course of having that discussion, their reaction is strange. They react in a way that you've never seen. Don't be surprised. You know, if you are telling your partner all what happened when you were cheating on them, and their reaction is something that you've never seen, you just have to receive it. You have to receive it. If they get mad, if they get frustrated, they say all sorts of things. You have to receive it because you provoke that reaction from them. It's part of your.
Somebody says next episode, please. Then Auntie Jana says, where are you people going? So which one should I choose now? Okay, let's vote. Where should we take it to the next episode, or should we stay for the next maybe 15 minutes on when we go off? Okay. We'll see. We'll try and see if we can answer. If we cannot answer all the questions on the comment section, we'll come on for about 15 minutes again before we go. There's this question, Lionel, that Stacy asked, that why do men cheat and why do women cheat? That's a very interesting one as well. What do you think?
No, I think the question should be, why do individuals cheat? Because we have our own individual reasons, you know.
But you know, for a woman to cheat, there has to be a very, I mean, women generally look for intimacy. They look for that emotional connection. They look for that, I don't even know the word to use, but don't you think
not every woman. Some women cheat because the person they saw was desirable. So the person they saw was cute, and they just wanted to get a piece of him.
Wow.
Some women do that. No, some women do that. A woman can see a guy that is, let's say a woman, like you're in a relationship with a guy who is not like built, who is not like muscular and everything, and then you are at an event and you come across this guy who is sexy and has beard and has this and has that and that, something that you've been longing for. You can just, some women do that. They just want to have that satisfaction of being with someone who has all those qualities. It's not always about emotion. They just want to satisfy that desire and then they move on, you know.
Okay, that's interesting. I thought that was a man thing because a man can just cheat because he's bored. Like, I mean, there are many reasons why people cheat, but I just thought that it's slightly different. I usually always think that for a woman to even contemplate going outside her relationship, then something must be seriously lacking, especially emotionally and maybe the intimacy bit, or I don't know.
Yeah,
Stacy,
90%
I
of the
don't know
time,
if Stacey, I don't know
90,
if you can, if you can, if there's more you can say, and you can actually call Stacey. You can call in to. Okay. Oh, okay. Stacey is agreeing with me. Stacey says I agree with Nancy. Most women cheat because of emotions or the need for revenge. Oh
for
yes,
revenge.
there's also revenge cheating.
That's
There's also
another topic
revenge
for a
cheating.
different day.
There's also they're asking us to stay, so we may have to come back on.
Uh,
And you still have some questions that you have not answered. So I'm pretty sure that, and I know that you may not be able to do it in 5 minutes, but let's try. Let's see if we can do a race. Let's see. Oh, Auntie Jaja says some people cheat for security. Some people say it's because they make me feel wanted. Exactly. That's what we're saying before. They make you feel wanted. So there's something that is lacking. Most of the time, people cheat because they're already feeling low about themselves anyway. You don't cheat. Like, low self-esteem is one of the reasons why people cheat in the first place, because they are looking for this sense of identity. They are looking for something. They are looking to fill a void of whatever nature that is inside. Do you understand? So yes, if you feel wanted, especially for a woman, like, a woman can sit in her relationship and, like, the little things that women want, like, a woman can complain to her partner or her husband to say, oh, you don't even tell me you like my hair, or what do you think about my nails, you know, and the man will be like, oh, what's this woman saying? Those things matter a lot. And she just needs, and it's very easy to cheat these days, guys. Like, it's very easy to be unfaithful, because all you need to do is go online or post a picture online, and some guy slides into your DM and it's like, hey, gorgeous, you know, and you're like, oh, so somebody can actually tell me I'm beautiful. Okay, let me hear what this guy has to say. And then boom, you find yourself in a full-blown affair with somebody. I think men tend to cheat to gain control. It feeds his need for control. It feeds that again. Stacey is saying it feeds his need for control, and it's true. And why do you feel the need to control? That's because somehow you feel like a little person inside. Because a confident man, somebody who knows exactly, like, a confident man will not even do that. Okay. EMC Daddy is saying women cheat for attention, greed, and comfort. Come on, Daddy, greed. Greed how?
yes.
So yes, so and Auntie Jaja is saying yes now, greed. So how can you explain to me? You are a man, Lionel. How do women cheat for attention, or sorry, for greed and comfort?
Just what I explained to you earlier. You know, some women, you can be in a relationship with your partner, like you said, and then along the line things are not going too well. You know, but you don't have you always have the option of bringing like up the things you don't like. But then they don't. They just keep it to themselves, and when they see the opportunity, they go out and do something else. So it's not all about like emotions and everything. That too has a lot to play. But sometimes I just feel like, in short, bottom line is people cheat because the opportunity is there. That's
Some
just it.
people they don't even need the opportunity. Some people will find the opportunity. It's not even about, but again, I will agree with you based on the fact that I would link it, or I'll equate it to choice. You understand? Like, if the opportunity is there, and yes, the opportunity can be there and you ignore it, you understand? But if you go ahead and do it, it means that's what you have chosen to do. Because people will come and say, I had no choice. I had to do it because this is how I was feeling in my relationship. The relationship was not working anymore. If it was not working anymore, okay, tell the other person. Don't waste their time. Tell the other person that you've seen this person and you want to move on. Because all of those excuses, to me, I'm looking at the time because this Instagram is, yes, selfishness. First of all, cheating comes from the selfishness that is attached to cheating is from the bottomless pit of hell, because you have to be a very selfish person to even think of betraying somebody to that level. You have to be, because selfishness, what you're thinking of yourself, you're thinking of your momentary gratification, you're thinking of your personal satisfaction at that point. You're not thinking of anybody else apart from yourself. You're not thinking of the family you're about to destroy. You're not thinking of your kids if something happens and the family breaks. You're not thinking of the financial consequences, everything. You don't, so it's all based on selfishness. Yes, cheating is from selfishness. Thank you, Stacy. They refuse to understand their partner and decide to satisfy their own needs. Yes, that's the one that they call, how they call that one? Conflict avoidance cheating. That one, actually, those ones they'll come up in subsequent episodes on this in this series, because what Auntie Shasha just described now is, you know, when you use an affair as an outlet, like you start seeing somebody else because you don't want to, your conflict resolution skills are zero. You have no interest whatsoever in trying to work on your relationship, and you don't even, there are things that you just brush under the carpet and you decide to, you know, divert that energy into something else, and that's how you find yourself.
Yeah, some people don't know how to resolve like problems in a relationship. They just seek for I don't do again, make you forget. Come another day. Even if